So much interruption. Total person presence 5,000. This is currently the largest mobilization of the BGM realm is capable of. It's comprised some 60 current spirit grade and 4,000, 9,000 40 phantom grade servants. And yet it's still inferior to the revenge and the restoration rounds. Yet even so, there is a certain level of beauty in well-trained servants being commanded together as a single whole. Gentlemen, today the BGM realm enters the arena of wide air combat. As you have informed, this battle is a culmination of your training, meaning that you may consider it a large-scale exercise. Having said that, a heatless performance will be considered treated as. Not just to me, but against the great king we all revere, JP-rKyECtnz. This battle is not a show for those of the revenge realm, but for the sake of JP-rKyECtnz. He may not be here, but naturally he is watching over you. We're squaring magecraft very carefully, each and every one of you. So throw yourself in without shame, for the Emperor, for we are the righteous BGM. Revenge and restoration are no consequence. Share power to full extent. Dear God, please keep everyone safe. Yeah, maybe safer than not to watch. It looks like your heart will beat itself inside of you. I'll be watching in your seat, so please continue your prayer, sir. Ration Frassen. Phew, as I thought, being JP-rKyECtnz is a heavy burden on us. Everything we've done to survive has brought us closer to death. Funny how things are. Dispatch, the BGM realm JP-rKyECtnz is on the move. Their target is support worms in our realm. So they have come. What of their numbers? 5,000 at best. I see. Not worth meeting them with our own whole army. Still, it is the first move the BGM realm has made. Defense station in the restoration realm is at minimum. I go as well. Contact Zhang Xiao immediately. My sincerest apologies. We can't find him anywhere. Did something happen? What are your orders? Intercept them 10,000 for now. That should be more than enough. Road guards, assemble the troops immediately. By your command. He's either playing hooky, betrayed us, or perhaps even dead. In any case, you couldn't have chosen a worse time, damn old man. The queen sighs in frustration. Let's turn back the clock a bit. Fort Azog. That is a fort where Zhang Xiao and hundreds of his subordinate servants have secluded himself. It may not seem like many, but it is ample for a fort where the direction of every movement, including patrol, is pre-established. In addition, a large number of Zhang Xiao owns weapons are incorporated into the security system. And of course, it is deep inside his territory. Both the Resortion and VRG are aware of this fort location, but they don't bother sending their own troops here. However, Zhang Xiao is not secluded in here on a whim. It's the reason to be here. One is surveillance. The revenge round avoids this fortress. Consequently, Zhang Xiao must periodically come to inspect it. It is a requirement to keep his peace of mind. And at the same time, he verifies that patrolling servants haven't figured out the fort's forbidden secret. If someone were unlucky enough to find out, he would have no choice but to eliminate the complication. That is in preparation. Zhang Xiao never neglects his preparation for the rebellion. Not just against proper human history. Naturally, is rebelling against Kriemhilde, Queen of the Revenge Realm. I don't know how much longer that woman can keep it up together. Zhang Xiao fears for her mental stability. Kriemhilde used every means at her disposal to avenge her beloved husband, Siegfried. She even dedicated her body to Terra, at the time known as Attila. Both her hatred and her eye strategy are extraordinary. Zhang Xiao understands this all too well, yet there remains one simple fact. She is a berserker. No matter how composed she may be, the fact she does not change that she is a monster consumed by flames of vengeance. Therefore, rebelling against her is an inevitable necessity, preferably by making as much use of her talents as possible until she breaks. I wonder how she'll react. He was asking because he didn't know if the card he held was an ace or joker. If played well, it would be a blade to Kriemhilde's throat. If played wrong, it would be a doom both himself and the Revenge Realm. As such, Zhang Xiao can't entrust the adjustments to any subordinate. He must work on the project alone. As a man who once built an army of hundreds of thousands of believers, he had many stratagem, prospect, and witches. Nonetheless, it was all for naught, as he was unlucky enough to be in the wrong fort on the wrong day. The other held two secrets, but made two miscalculations. One was failing to recognize the enemy had an excellent feng shi, though not as skilled as himself. And the second, which would prove fatal, was failing to anticipate that world's greatest dictator would have appeared before him that day. Here's a Kumin Dujin plate. Actually, it was made with Zhang Xiao in mind, so it's rather rudimentary. All we really needed to do was tell us which direction to move in, so I didn't bother with anything else. Very well, Miss Shifu. Where do we start? Batman, 8 doors to the imaginary planet: rest, birth, injury, groove, scenery, death, surprise, and opening. We must face birth, scenery, and opening. We must avoid the remaining 5. Let's start with the birth door. This way, as stealthy as possible. Everyone, please follow me then. If you do practice, you may be able to slightly capitalize on my present concealment. Not to a great extent, but as one of the many assassins, not a Hassan who stands out from the rest. But it's better than nothing, you might say. That should be sufficient. Let us be off. Something's wrong. What is it? Oh no. This leads through the door of death. Aaron, don't move. Zhang Xiao, you made further improvement to the human Dunjia. You have to think like he does. Going forward, one mistake would send us right through the door of death. The enemy, 3 of them, your orders. I have preferably avoided this, but how troublesome, which way, Lady Shifu? From here we have to go either forwards or to the right. So avoiding them is impossible. Do we have time to slam-proof the area? By newer and even more improved Joko Zeket talisman, we should really erase all signs of struggle. But we need to finish them quickly. And without using any no phantasm, the talisman doesn't last forever. You have my thanks now to kill them. On mark, 3, 2, 1. Now. Ambush. We've been what? No, my voice, no sound. Now I take your lives. Huh. I got them. Seems our cover is still intact too. Let's keep going. We'll head down in the basement from here. If Holmes' deduction holds true, is that where Zhangxiao is? I'm not familiar with the intricacy, the Tao arts, but have gained a fair understanding of the process thanks to you. If I know the procedure, I can see where it leads, and thus reach a conclusion. Near the safe place in this fortress. That is where he'll be. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Lord Zhangxiao. Well, Sherlock Holmes is it? Figuring we slipped through the cage of my Taoist spell. No, I could not have done it. The secrets of a fortune country are beyond my ability to deduce. But with assistance of someone familiar in the Tao arts, I can draw a conclusion so as long as I understand the procedure. I see, and you are the master who fled. I figured you would come back, how commendable. You're to avenge Salome? I'm not gonna fall for that bait. You may as well lost yourself to a fury the moment you had control your emotions at all. At times like this, it is important to remain calm. Now then, do you think you would get away unscathed from your little stroll in my interior? Indeed we do, because you have no means of calling your allies. But, on the contrary, it will be quite a problem. Where you should your allies come rushing over. There's something rather important here in this fortress. You of course have called her ally. She will surely remove every trace of sound from this fortress. Ka. Should I call this terrifying or perhaps praise it as mercy? Indeed, I can't call upon my allies heedlessly, which is why I must paralyze them all. But did your deduction account for this existence of this? Come on out. Yellow turban puppet soldiers. Quite fashionable, are they not? Were these in your deductions? Haha, no they were not. I already did deduce you would have either an accomplice or loyal minions. This too was part of my calculations, now on guard. Huh. My luck remains even hale and hearty. I'm not the crypt pit enough to be killed by the likes of you. Here comes the great teacher Zhangxiao.
りの子やんすかや登場。雑魚の皆さんもご覚悟のほどを。手に入らないお参りしておきます。お参りしておきます。皆様に火薬放題扱ってあげましょう。宝具をいいよく言いました。慈悲だ神戸を垂れよ。恐怖は希望もなく何人通るにあたわず。死になさいアコーラ。多くのこれは効くぞ。蒼天すでに死す。後天まさに立つべし。牛は公子にありて天下大認めましょう。マスター怒らマスター簡単に終わる。いい判断。いいね、最高だ。戦う。暗きよくいい判断です。それは絶えず見た滅びの意味。最果てにありながらトリバースロードツキャメル。
I still defeat Dosa as well. Fudge said defeat Zhang Xiao.
勝っても負けても死骸は増えるんだ。虫どもが喜ぶだけじゃないか。
That was nothing. This isn't over yet. It's common performance exhortation. It might even be comparable to a top serpent. Does he possess the Holy Grail? No, that doesn't add up. Trick Spirit Zhang Xiao, there is something that sets him apart from the others. I see, now I understand. Huh, and what is it that you understood? I couldn't count what he just said. You're wide open. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. This cannot be. So what this is about. Curse you. Curse you, curse you, curse you. I have blunder. I have blunder. What a blunder. You. How did you figure it out? How were you able to solve it? That is, a clown? A clown, am I? My luck has yet run out, of course not. I never had any to begin with. I'm fading away, so it was never possible in the first place. I was wrong after all, my master. Disappearance of hostile servant. Confirmed. I didn't seem like my no-fanism was very effective. Also, what do you say to Zhang Xiao? It is but a trifling matter, or it should be. But perhaps it might just be his undoing. And that is... well, that is... the question of whether you... or not you're truly you. But in this case, our efforts were little. This is an emergency. This portrait is about to collapse. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a moment you've all been watching for. It's time for the spectacle of Fort Azekal obliteration. That old man seemed to have arranged for the fort to collapse should he die prematurely. A self-destruction system is what all men dream of. Then we shall make our swift escape. Ah yes, so we have to head from the birth door to the secondary door. That isn't necessary, as I am now. I can deduce succinctly. Oh, the textures are amazing. Wait a second, doesn't that mean I'm no longer needed? Aha, we can speak later, let's go. What the hell is going on? Oh no, we have to get out of here. Well, stop, that's a forbidden direction. Shit, where should I go? Excuse me. If we go straight through here, we should be able to leave from the senior door. You, what do you think? I don't know what he's doing. Why don't you just get a homes of every class and settle everything with them? Rango's terrifying places. I may be outstanding, but certainly not opponent. Of course, I do have aptitude to be a caster. For now though, I'm fine with being a ruler. Phew, we made out safely. To be honest, I was prepared to die, but that was way too easy. Oof, that sounds like a death flag. If you're not careful, heads are gonna start flying. Your head, of course. Lady Shifu, could you please stop saying such scary things without warning? The golem carriage seems to be properly concealed. There's no sign that it was discovered. No enemy in sight, let's get going. There are none, huh? You sound disappointed, Lady Shifu, really. No transmission yet. It would be better to wait until we are nearing the border of the BGM realm first. It will take time for word of the fall of the Fort Azekal to spread, as well as a confirmation of Zhangqiao elimination. They will also need time to organize troops to pursue us after our deeds are exposed. We mustn't rest easy yet, but I doubt they would catch up to us no matter how fast they are. As long as they remain wary of the patrols, we should be able to get away. That's a relief. All is well. He is premonition of danger, making up premonition or deductions. Your sky gradually fades into blue. They will soon arrive in BGM realm. Their mission is complete. Even in this tranquil scene, Holmes is pondering deeply. Pondering what you ask? Well, of course, that would be me. Refuses to show myself. Lord Vila would originally be on his side if things had gone according to his scheme. I was in order to reduce Keldia's battle strength. So far it makes sense. But why hasn't he shown himself? Even now, he has still not launched an attack. Apostle of the alien world, does that role even exist? So, where the singularity is? Then what is it? His thoughts go around in circles, the truth shrouded in a cloud of uncertainty. But Sherlock Holmes doesn't know. Even for one who should know everything, there is one thing that he doesn't know. To an extent. This singularity is no different to a Lostbelt. History is woven by people. The passage of time in which intelligent beings do not exist is not perceivable by anyone. If a worm were to crawl around here for 1 or 2 years, it could be said that no time has passed. This singularity is the exact opposite. Servants are embodied a process of human history. In this singular, heroes and anti-heroes from many worlds, countries and races continue to be summoned. Essentially, the path taken by humans permeate throughout the background. As such, the phrase rebelling against proper human history has great meaning. The elimination of this singular requires leaps in reasoning rather than build-up of deductions. And the Holmes who continues to ruminate about me will not be able to reach that answer. I am convinced of that, as he is now. It is impossible. Our goal is achievable. To put Sherlock Holmes to rest as the apostle of the alien world. Oh, our timing is impeccable. Rhea the First seemed to have returned as well. Did things work out as they appear to have? They sure did? Yeah. Is it dangerous to hit people with flower pots? It's fine, you're invincible, so what happened? Well, you know it was our first proper battle. And the outcome? A greater success than we expected. Lord Vlad's commands were followed by the troops without hesitation. Formation, direction, deployments, everything went perfectly. Yeah, I think we fully conveyed them through some of the VGM. I see, that is good to hear. Plan to something Zhang Xiao, sure. I can tell from the looks on that guy's face. Nice work. Things went smoothly. A triumph for teamwork. Now I suppose we will chase out our missions with a final report to His Majesty. What a pain. Can't we skip on the report submission, no? What remarkable negligence. As for me, I'm simply racked with stress. Hey, he's just a good natured old man, don't sweat it. What nonsense. And with that, our report concludes. Thank you for your hard work. You will receive rewards from His Majesty. Your efforts are appreciated. I'm truly glad you all made it back alive. Thank you for your kind words. We're honored to have made contributions as subordinates to His Majesty Kurt de Grobe. Phew, my shoulders are stiff. My, thanks for the reward. What did you get? Some pharmaceutical items for strengthening my sync graph and a support mystic code. You want as many of these as you can get your hands on. My talisman are on Kingdom Spill, so I think I'll take some material to strengthen my sync graph for myself. About Holmes and Yuki. Aha, we seem to be in the same situation. Be sure to tell Secretary if you haven't received anything. Keeping quiet won't do you any good. Got it. Now stand by here. I will need more training, so my coordination doesn't fall behind within the assassin's squad. I'm gonna take a break in my spirit form too. Have fun then. Yes, likewise. Are two of you free? Oh, Miss Sancho, how can I be of your service? You recalled the matter of throwing a party upon your safe return? Of course I do. All by the looks of things. Yes, we were ready to receive you. I appreciate you made some time to return to the throne's room. Of course, and you're self-master? The other two. I owe apologies to that pair who worked on the mission. But as his worship may well expose his identity, I must keep it a secret. No matter, we will be on our way to a parent rap party. Miss Sancho, would there be an issue if we left halfway through? Not at all. Then let's raise our glasses. Go ahead. Cheers. Our first battle went reasonably well, but no matter. Boosting morale from a Bengate should not be underestimated. Man, I wish that Soulful could have seen my heroic figure in action. The way I perform my duty while totally blending in with the rank and flail. Right, so you think that counts as active participation? Sure does. We were able to model using any square magecraft. It's quite the sight to behold. The formation was orderly that I couldn't even tell where Master Wulan was. Despite their high standard of skill, they took care to avoid unlawful rash actions. So it's both pleasing and troubling that everything was in order. How so? One of the objectives of the large-scale military exercise this time was to measure response to sudden incidents. When everything goes too well, arrogance is bound to set in. That's true. Maybe good idea to work on those. By the way, strategic maneuver when failure expected outcome. Then we shall form a plan for that at once. Aaron, please eat and drink your fill. What a happy occasion. Sir, please don't get overexcited. True. There's nothing more dangerous than a mage carried away by their high spirits. I've been sternly rebuked about that by Tuli the Four. Even the nobleman from Korea has a woman for him, like Sancho is for me. An abode of spirit that's never occasionally strict. We're like two peas in a pod. Well now, when you put it that way, Your Grace, I do see how things stand. No, Sancho, I don't mean it that way. Then what do you mean? A figure of man realizing his mistake and leaving before he makes things worse. It's Magic Light, substituting for Dr. Gordov. Thank you for your hard work, Senpai. Sure thing. And to Kadak as well. I didn't do anything this time. At best, I'm a mere spectator of the war between the realms. Has something come to your notice? You know the type of servants whose second or third rate, but their no phantasm talents turn out exceptionally powerful? I got to see a hell of a show thanks to those guys in both armies. I don't know if I should put it this way, but it felt like some grand spectacle. Every time a command spell gets invoked, a faint light, magical energy emerges from the sky. It's the same, whether it's the enemy or an ally, the enemy master. I'm positive that they are not a Krypton yet. I have no idea what causes that to happen. We conducted a great deal of research on our end, but haven't found out any more than you. We checked it out like me, like Holmes is fond of saying. The only thing for certain is that the master that is utilizing the command spell is just one person. Okay, damn it, we gotta be missing something. Suppose a servant were the master. Sure, it wouldn't be impossible for a servant to become a master themselves. But even then, the scale here is way too large. There's no one in the whole world who could be a master to a collective of 10,000 servants. There is no one. Well, all that aside, for the moment, how's the maintenance going on the Ortonus? It's going to take a while longer. We only have so many free hands. Eventually it's going to take a break. A break? Okay, that's fine, no problems. I don't have anything to ask, let her rest. Alright. Let's talk with Roland's table. Nice work out there. Yeah, good job, you got the right stuff. Ow ow. It's good indeed to see you two servants have distinguished yourselves in this war. Habriiel, it's an honor. Thank you very much. I went and play the food and finished that for you. Much. I suppose that would do. What did you take part in? I'm the raid commander, cutting and slashing with Durando in hand. I'm the kamikaze commander, making stuff go boom on my hip grab. So all you do is charge in like raging bulls. Yeah. That isn't combat, you know? I don't know, praise me and compliment me. That over familiar seems to cross between its worlds. So Durando. What about my super cool, super strong, super invincible holy sword, Super Durando? You could stand to lay off the supers. Actually... Huh? The first thing learning in the Atlantean Lostbelt. You met guys wielding Durando there. Man, that is awesome. It was awesome. Oh, Hector was one. Huh. Yeah, he's a real role model. For we heroes of Europe, Hector must be one of the foremost legends. Plus there was Manny Ricardo. Right, that guy. The smoky yet arrogant prince of the Tatar who had been adventured with some fairies. I didn't think he ever wielded Durando. The most he ever did was say, I'd be about 3,000 times better at using Durando than you, bro. That's enough. He's making me look bad quoting him. Who were you talking about? Manny Ricardo, who else? I don't think we ever met. Even if we did, I must have forgotten. Although yeah, I seem to recall Brad having a lot of stuff to say. So you couldn't calm myself down without going in the end. My Reikosaka is the coolest. Sounds like he's not the Manny Ricardo you know. Can you tell us a bit about what happened? And that's about how it went. You're serious. I gotta say it again. You're seriously serious. Awesome. There you go, like Arcane used to say. It was super cool. That's right, could we do that? I don't know. What do you mean? Hold on, Master of Chaldea, don't get the wrong idea. It's not a question of ability, but about being able to do that on the day and in that moment. I don't know, I want to be the kind of hero who can deliver it like that. But I still don't have the courage to say that I could do that. Yeah, so it means that Manny Ricardo was an awesome guy. Here's your Manny Ricardo. To Durando, which he willed in his dedication, that paid off in the form of you saying here. Cheers. And I too shall raise the glass to Manny Ricardo. To his noble heart and overwhelming courage. Thank you very much. Speaking of which, there's some question on my mind that I have for some time. Yes. Why did you play along with Don Quant's impersonation of Kartagrubi? Any normal way of looking at the matter, you are members of the Troll Paladins of Charlemagne. Therefore I think that's something you should firmly oppose. Yeah, there are plenty of reasons why it was necessary and all. Sure, first on the list. What would the Kartagrubi we knew have done if you were here then? Yeah, that's great, totally awesome. I think he let someone else be king with those few words. Yeah, true, we're the ones who hailed him as Traum to begin with. Won't he be angry with you telling such a huge lie? Our king allowed someone who forgives big lies and bring Reikosaka if anything makes them into truths. So if he gets summons down the line and sees what we've done, I doubt he'll be upset. Yep, if you could, he'd be the first to say that Reikosaka can stay on as king. Yeah, there you go, that is totally possible. He was a real adventurer, His Majesty. Hold on, calling him His Majesty all the time is getting annoying. I just call him Chuck. Don't you think that he had best refrain from referring to the king in such a familiar fashion? I take no umbrage, but I am sure there are some rascal about whose as a result will show attitude towards His Majesty. Although that aside, you speak as one of his confidences. Fine, go ahead, let's keep the conversation overly informal. Well, okay. My voice is buffering. Irisu, Okay. So Iki, let's talk about Chuck. Simply put, he was an adventurer, the type who rushes away, never to return. I guess we were all born with a measure of that. Adventure over politics. Chuck is the type of king who's made for a throne. He's the guy who gladly agreed and hit road if Don Quox Day wanted to play the part. Hold on. If Car de Grobe were really here, couldn't I quit being king? So Dan, it's just a hypothetical. Love Char remain, don't you? Oh duh. Pretty much. Went through a lot of hard times, but I never once regretted being his retainer. So I see. He was a great emperor who in his lifetime bowed before no one. But I would like to meet him at least once. I'd like to meet him. Yeah, true. I think you hit it off really well with that king. I should visit Shifu and Assassin. Master Yuki, are you going to rest now? Oh, not yet. I see. In that case, I shall designate a meeting place for you all to easily gather. Take some drinks and snack with you, consider it a present. Now please have a good time. I sure was surprised when the secretary suddenly asked us to meet here. There are things we can receive beside materials. Those will be luxury goods. Exactly, alcohol for certain, but also snacks and fruits. Not to mention tobacco. Oh, even hookah. I could go for that. I don't embody, so I will be content with tea. I'll take the liquor. Well, everyone, you have done well. Even Card de Grobe was particularly pleased. Ooh, what doesn't quite feel that way? True. Well, Zhang Xiao, you're sure he's dead? I had to confirm that as well. He disappeared early, except what? It is possible that Zhang Xiao will be arrested, or that another of him may exist. What? Are you really you? This question threw Zhang Xiao into confusion. In other words, for whatever reason, his self-awareness has become remarkably vague. I judged it such on the ground of him being an imposter. That's why I posed the question. Well, I thought his strength was genuine. Yes, he was abnormally strong enough for me to harbor hints of discomfort. Only he could not be the one fake Zhang Xiao with strength that normal. In that aspect, he's remarkably similar to the yellow turban puppet soldiers he controls. Well, yes, I suppose it's only a theory. It doesn't seem far-fetched. And yet, it doesn't matter whether he was destroyed. If need be, we can always assassinate him again. It is merely a matter of bonding as a team. You and your bonds. That is what it means to fight together. Whew. I'm enjoying this hookah. It's great to no longer have health as a concern. Sure, we are servants. If hypothetically as a human were here. Huh? What do you mean? Would you maybe able to tear them to shreds? I see, so you're supposed to proceed to tear their limbs off. The hell I would. What? Did you encounter some kind of barbaric servants like that someplace you were summoned to? Or am I the unlucky one? What, fairies? Fairies, really? I've heard rumors about them, but zero idea what they are like. The fairies were not dangerous in themselves, rather they were extreme imitations of humanity. Well, be that as it may, I wouldn't discuss the matter too loudly. There are stranger things at play than having humans in the picture. Disregarding all that, isn't our greatest and fundamental priority the with the other two realms. Incidentally, our circumstance is that we drifted naturally towards the BGM realm. What are your opinions on the revenge and the restoration realms? Nations to be defeated, aren't they? Many of my comments have died. Of course, the same is true for the other realms. So we share no.6.5 propose. To surrender and lose all, or to see it all destroyed. I see, so it's not a matter of malice, but of duty. That is how it seems. I don't feel it's quite the same way. Not that I'm compatible with the revenge or restoration. Revenge comes off more ugly, if anything. Restoration as well. What would you do about restoration? That man Constantine, you know, the greatest servant there. Yes, Constantine 11. I find him creepy. Oh, do you? Where Constantine 11 is concerned, he is neither tyrant nor fatalist. His powers as servants are concerned, but he would have the Holy Grail back up as king of his realm. Then why discuss? How to put it best? Well, I don't advocate rampant corruption or warmongering states. I personally don't favor his spotless integrity. I understand. The restoration realm must help hold their integrity and righteousness to stay true to their purpose. What purpose do you mean? He seeks to carry out retribution upon proper human history, that is to restore a woman's existence was forbidden. What woman? Pope Joanne. I believe Constantine's purpose is in rebelling proper human history to make her presence known. Pope Joanne. Freeman seems like a hole in my endowed knowledge. Who is she exactly? Once believed to have existed, a female pope who was later declared otherwise. It is truly an uncommon occurrence. To begin with, your experiences are things that contain mysteries. I am no exception. In describing existence through proper human history, how much of it past reality and how much is fantasy? Some of your experiences are purely born out of stories, such as No.6.5 realm, for instance. Some of your experiences have their stories at source, developed into reality, such as myself or Mr. J.K., for instance. It said that things such as myths and legends are at times crafted retroactively. Of course, there are many cases where the reality that took place on texture of Age of Gods was mythic. The existence of the 12 Olympian gods, for example, is a case in point. What? Did they really exist? This detective knows it all. Any case, reality and fantasy haven't much meaning among your experience. And yet, this is categorically untrue for Joanne. Being a pope meant that her existence was really scrutinized. And history can deny it. But that is unfortunate. But why does Constantine wishes for her to be restored? Well, therein lies the why do not. Perhaps it is a matter of a bond between a man and a woman. You get born. I very much suspect that is his intention. Not bad. It's training for my improved skill. In any event, it is not something to be overly concerned about. We simply need to oppose them. But it doesn't look like we'll be fighting a restoration for a while. Indeed, for the time being, the strategy will be cut pieces from the revenge territory. Look, we can save that for another time. Let's drink. Certainly no. Wait, I do not imbibe. Okay, I'll break out the Taoist mystery medicine. If I drink this mixed with liquor, then what? It turns me into a sloppy drunk. Yahoo! Talk about taking the initiative. Lady Yu, may I someday be reunited with you? Lady Yu? My secret, there's not enough air in my lungs to shout all the love-coded words just bursting out. Oh, Lady Yu, why are you so beautiful? Noble flower blooming in the wilderness, and so forth, etc. afterwards. Keep it short. First word poems have been fletched non-stop for an hour. How did she get so drunk? It's all on herself. Is it not? Then I can't see how she can stay standing. Hahaha. That'll do me. See. If I should pass out, I suppose it's time we all retire. Let's do so. Should we give Shifu a blanket? Thank you. Oh, thank you for all your hard work. We may well join forces again, so take care. And you as well. It's a good egg. It's somewhat painful how much we are deceiving ourselves here. The war will prod us to fulfill till after today, which means Kurdogrobe has no choice but to move forward. It would take courage and effort to inch our ways across this tightrope, or it may need to be leapt in a single bound. Hello, Noir. That is all for my report. Zheng Xiao, huh, very well. Is this truly good news? Well, Lord Zheng Xiao, our second in command. He's here, come forward, Zheng Xiao. Did I die? Apparently you did, how pitiful. This is a spell to create an alter ego, perhaps the work was no phantasm. Either way, I couldn't care less. Zheng Xiao is here. That is all that matters, isn't it? Yes, my queen. So what was I up to? It seems that the only drawback is that your memories don't carry over. It is what you left behind, adjust to yourself. Well, I see. This battle was lost rather miserably. It was, not that it changes anything. I suppose I do resent being looked down upon. Shall we proceed then? We shall. Our actions will match those of the Restoration Realm. Huh? May I ask what our intentions are? The Restoration Realm is poised to assault the BGM Realm. That much is clear from their military formation. But not us. Yes, Constantine appears to understand. That virtue will never trump vice unless one is willing to take a gamble. Joanne. Yes. I do not doubt your words, but I would still like to confirm this once more. Is this deduction undisruptedly true, or is there room for doubts? It's the latter. I had a revelation, and I present it to you. I can't explain where it came from, nor the logic behind it. This I cannot rule out the possibility of it being false. But you did hear it, didn't you? Yes, it said, wage war against the BGM realm, and victory shall be yours. I leave it to you to either trust this message or denounce it as nonsense. Bradamante. Yes, the lordship. What do you make of Joanne's revelation? Do you believe we can trump against Kurdogrobe? Yes, we can. The Kurdogrobe who rules the BGM realm is an imposter. Or his power is being blocked for some reason or another. And what do you base this on? The fact he did not show up in that military operation, His Majesty isn't that cautious. Is that so? From my perspective, that level of caution goes without saying. That may be so, provided he was summoned to a rural country. But if he is summoned to partake in the Holy Grail, my king would not act in such an insipid manner. He is the kind of person who stands on the front lines, no matter the situation. A card to Grobe is accompanied by those two, Wulan and Sofo, of the Traum Paladins. We consider this card to Grobe to be the real thing by their presence. Would the Traum Paladins really revere a false lord? It's the other way around. That is precisely why those two would revere a false lord. We Paladins strive to embody chivalry, and what is more, we would bear any dishonor should we believe our cause to be just. If I may add, should the real Kartagrowi be present, and someone else were posing as him, so long as the Emperor considered their actions chivalrous, we would simply permit them to continue with it and laugh. That's the kind of person he is. I see. Only one factor remains. More reality information. Coyote is hiding in the BGM realm. The revenge realm should be incapable of mobilizing the troop. Let's sell this BGM realm. Assemble the commanders, Randamante. We will immediately wage war. Decisive battle against the BGM realm. Don't be surprised, this is undoubtedly a gamble. But we must strike while the iron is hot and wage war on the BGM realm. Revenge realm has lost Zhang Xiao, and the BGM realm has sustained their own losses in battle. If we are to fight, then it's now or never, before the BGM realm gains further momentum. We will crush them, is that fine, Joanne? Then I have a request. Please take me with you. Your Holiness, that is. No, it would do no good for me to just sit back and pray here. If this is to be gamble, then let us put everything we have on the line. I don't want to just wait blissfully here for the outcome. It's fine, I'm a servant too. Fine, but please stick to a logistical support. Of course I will. I'm aware that it would be a nuisance for me to fight on the front lines. That'll do. I'll be on the front lines and you will be at the rear. This will be the first major battle since these realms were first established. Let us achieve victory. Yes. Let us begin the assembly. The world is on the verge of upheaval. On that state, the Restoration Realm awoke from their slumber, adamant on breaking the legendary stalemate. Even if the enemy realms were made aware, halting the march would be a fool's errand. And Constantine 11 made an additional move. Put to lure Kartagrobe, fake or not, out onto the battlefield. The plan is simple, and it's simply that makes it unstoppable. A few days after Zhang Xiao assassination mission. Sorry to call you here in such a rush, but there has been an abrupt development. What's going on? Just take a look at this. Is this a direct challenge? I see what a bold move that you made. An official declaration of war and requests for an audience with Kartagrobe. I take it that he intends to meet you on the battlefield. Yes. This declaration was brought to me after several skirmishes with the Restoration Realm. It goes without saying that the BGM Realm servants are also aware of this declaration. So, in other words, we can't weasel our way out. We have to head for the battlefield. Is that a certainty? For an individual of Kartagrobe's stature, keeping his honor intact would be outweigh logical thought. This is a path no hero can avoid. I would like your opinion on this, Lord Riyadh. We cannot go against this declaration. Our next confrontation with Restoration Realm will be a total war. Nonetheless, we must abandon this naturally defensible area. After all, even the battlefield itself has been named. Let's negotiate and see if we somehow get ourselves a more advantageous battlefield. I agree. Even if the gaming home field will prove difficult, we do not want to pit ourselves or numbers against theirs on an open plain. In any case, what a well-written declaration. It proclaims the passions and ruthlessness of its author. Bruises the pride of those under the command of Kartagrobi, approve for dragging us out into the battlefield. Speaking of which, rumors have been going around for a while now that Kartagrobi might be an imposter. We're aware of it too. I've instructed the assassins to quell them. A rumor spreads like wildfire, as its nature, especially if they are not completely unfounded. It is the resorption realm. The planet appears to be waging total war against us. Appearance be damned. So will I be on the front lines? We will of course have to hide your figure. Your relays lies upon you when certain in the moment that you are not an emperor but a knight. We plan on covering the pavilion with a tent, similar to the throne. I believe that showing up on the front lines while taking precautions against assassination attempts is our best option. Yes, I will do. The problem is who to put there. Why not just nekoxx, I thought. What are your thoughts on this matter, nekoxx? I probably shouldn't be there. My voice trembles. The mere thought of standing on the battlefield that make my behavior might be suspicious. It's no use, even if I have Sancho by my side. I cannot fight a war, sir. In which case, we need someone else to fill in the role for him. It would be hard for a soulful Wulan or I to do this. I'm already known as commander of this army. Needless to say, the same applies to a soulful Wulan too. Raise hand. Yes, will you do it? Are you sure? I like to say that is something I cannot let you do. Truth be told, you're the closest we have to a Kartagrobi Yuki. No way. Yuki is Kartagrobi? Isn't that going to be difficult? Anyone would find it difficult to do, not to mention dangerous. Because there are sure to be servants targeting Kartagrobi. However, he has the power to fight off servants. Summoning. Our master can summon servants to fight with in the blink of an eye. Prepared to lead, command, Cleaver heroes. He also has a track record of conquering numbers singlers and Lostbelts. Even if he caught off guard, there's a good chance that he'll be able to handle things. Well, I guess it's true, he can manage somehow by summoning compatible servants. I should be the one protecting you. But I have an army to command, and I also weaken at present time. You shall be Kartagrobi, protected by thousands of servants. The risk is not negligible, but it may turn out in our favor after all. What happens if Yuki can't do it? In that case, I'll be the only candidate. I do have no plans for disguise on hand. But if it comes to that, won't you be by your side? Yes, you're exactly right. I'm now serving Kodia and such, I can hardly afford to operate without my master. So you're saying that doing it or not makes little difference? Indeed. Haven't we just gone full circle? In that case, we'd be better off having Master act as Kartagrobi. You'll be able to prioritize his protection better than you if you were just to tag along. Well, we would actually recommend the second option. What would that be? We flee, how does that sound? Flee, run away? That's a funny joke, Sancho. You're not joking. At the very least, Kadia will be able to advise to flee. To flee, that may be an option. What? No. You're not the only one to call shots here. That may be an option, but it would not be remedy our current situation. In fact, it would be only to aim worse than it. This large scale singularity cannot be allowed to engrave itself in human history. It is a threat comparable to those 7 singularities and 6 Lostbelt. or the exceptional Heian singularity in Tunguska. If only we could talk things out, the enemy, and come to an understanding. Alright now, Master. You shall now assume the guise of the Kartagrubi. I will have your regal attire ready in no time, and his worship will be a world guard. Oh, I'm moving up in life. Isn't it the opposite? You'll be able to change your voice. It'll be fine as long as your body language matches that Kartagrubi behind the veil. I shall immediately begin devising countermeasures against the researching realm. You shall rejoin me, Wulan. Yes, sir. Astolfo and nekoxx shall both remain by my master's side. But you may join the battlefield on your hippogriff should the need arise. As a so-called commando unit. Roger that, I'll do my best. Now that remains our battlefield declaration, Sancho Holmes. Should leave that to you. The location designated by researching realm within their borders is an open plain. We must avoid this location at all costs. Yes, I believe we can avoid it. They're using a classic bargaining technique. The board door in the face. Door in the face. What the hell does that mean? You don't know that, Astolfo? I don't. Do you, Wulan? Yeah, of course, which is why I must ask you to explain, Holmes. The truth is that you just don't know, do you? Hahaha. It's a negotiation technique where you first put forth a request that's likely to be shot down, then follow it up with your original request that now seems to be much more reasonable in comparison. It's basic skill in negotiation. The same as that sale tactics, where you start an absurd asking price and reduce the price to your real asking price, where it now appears to be a bargain. I see, so that's why I'm always getting ripped off. That happens to you often. Oh, smart. Damn bot. I mean, I feel bad about haggling. Their intentions is likely plain invincity of the research and BGM border, one that is advantageous to us and slightly disadvantageous to the enemy. It is likely that any planes, a location that meets these criteria. I would certainly choose this site to be your battlefield if I were the researching realm. We two ended up concluding that this location is better for us than completely disadvantaged when restoration realm first suggested. Is this what they are after? Should we scorn them for their Saga City or praise for their full efforts? We will find a good point of compose that land us at a more advantageous battlefield. I shall choose a few locations and make my own visits as necessary. Alright, let's do this. The world is on the verge of an upheaval. The BGM and Kyodez are tossed about the great waves of history. A singularity that was once far too small for the world is now a credo that would shake history up. A hero praised for nobility as an anti-hero who was once called a monster. A hero who slaughtered 100. An anti-hero who was defeated by 1,000. Now that makes difference. They simply slaughter one another. In a sense, this may be a singularity that equalized the world. Whereas the reason, the tier, is a rebellion against proper human history, respective of nation or race. While averting their eyes from the pointless of it all, or perhaps while facing it. Those men and women, heroes of yore, continue their bloody fight. That's so long. Unbelievable, don't tell me you're serving as an envoy. I've lost my power as a servant after all. This role befits me as Roman Emperor. I wonder about that. According to our own intelligence, you were the one responsible for bolstering the strength of the BGM's army. If we take you captive here, all that will be undone. Say beer below, wouldn't you say? How imprudent of you, Emperor. Or are you merely trying to provoke a response from me? Had I feared such things, I would have never come here in the first place. Their training is long since complete. Whoever succeeds me as their leader will be just as effective. Harming me will bring dishonor to the restoration realm as well. Do you think I am putting on airs? Such an attitude would only take you so far. In the end, your own principle must allow for my safe return. Although we will be having a very different conversation if the revenge round did not exist. You speak the truth. It is time we bring this parts to a close now. Our battlefield shall not be the fields of any where our realms border. It shall instead be at Cimarron, you say. Of course, you have already received our dispatch, have you not? Do not say that you haven't read it. Preaching ignorance is a waste of time. When I accepted your invitation, the negotiation had already been completed. You have a gift for words, son of Draco. Perhaps these words were not your own. The latter, as it happens. I am not incapable of negotiation, but it is good to rely on others more suited to it. Constantine ponders this. Their party intends to fight at Cimarron. This came as a surprise to the tactician servants of the restoration route. It was understood that fighting on the plains was something that Regia would want to avoid. And it assumed that the Regia would prefer to fight in their home territory, fortified by their own natural defense. Constantine and his allies were prepared to grant such an allowance. If Cardagrobe was willing to hide himself away, then fury that he was an imposter would be all more than the blue. They thought they could win through a combination of servants, morale, competency, and strategy. That was the hatred and allies by the Constantine and his men. However, the new designated battlefield was within the restoration realm lands. Of course, it's not a place where superior numbers alone can ensure victory. Cimarron had been abandoned due to its location on the border between realms. The various boundary fields and buildings erected by the caster were long degraded and worthless. Constantine had been dispatched scouts as soon as the city was proposed as the battlefield, but they were already too late. What? The supposedly abandoned city had been transformed into a mighty fortress. Improved construction through a caster magecraft, or perhaps simple manual labor by servants and golems. It is not impossible for servants to construct a castle in a single night. Constantine began to wonder, and ordered checks on the other former cities along the border. The results were astonishing. There were indications of fortifications, the ruin of cities, and a terrifying number of spies stationed in the forts along the border. Constantine had been his desired battle to be within the Regia territory. Such a challenge would keep his servants' morale high, while further strengthening the rumor that Cardagrobe is a sham. This would ultimately lead to the restoration realm victory, or so Constantine thought. Of course, if it was Cardagrobe, all their strategy would be meaningless. Consequently, the true nature of Cardagrobe unofficially was kept secret to all but a few inner circle. Either way, Constantine had no choice but to accept the other party's demand. the BGM chose to fight inside the researching realm. Even though the castle had already been completed, their defenses were flawless. The BGM realm had bravely challenged the researching realm to battle inside their own territory. The rumor spread that the Cardagrove was invading them. The researching morale will naturally plummet. Is it the BGM way to play games with their strategies? Then you call us cowards? Of course not. Excellent, then we shall meet your army in Simran. We shall defeat you in fair combat. Your lordship, dispatch a messenger to the border. Be prepared about it. Yes, your lordship, dispatching a room runner. You my thanks, almighty emperor. It is an honor to make war against someone from my own era. This battle goes beyond honor. When we next meet, I shall show no mercy. I'll Morbius, my thoughts were the same. By the way, how is Cardagrove's health? Imagine that even now he struggles to choose his armor. Let's meet each other on the battlefield, almighty emperor. Phew. Sure was reckless coming here without a servant. Why go to Fort Azagot, Kadok? Since it's re-announced, I probably won't run into any trouble here. Trimhilde and the rest of our army are probably preoccupied with the battle between the Resortion and Regina too. To be honest, we had way too many close calls up until now. I want to ask you, there's still something in here. Most would probably say the same thing. The Feng Shui of that fortress wasn't just to keep the Zheng Xiao safe. Zheng Xiao said this was to protect something. I want to know what that is. Gordon knows about this too, so that's why he's letting me act on my own. So going by yourself. I'll be alright. Somehow I don't know how exactly, but I'm not alone. I'll just go in, look around, and come back, no issues. Just please don't forget to check in. Yeah, I hate for you all to activate my color and kill me. That won't happen. I'm only worried about you. What's it? It's nothing. You sound like an actual person there. What do you mean? Your emotions are clear to me. I don't know. Maybe you were always this way. Or maybe you changed after meeting Yuki. He's awfully carefree after all. That's true. We've been through a lot together. I think I still have room to grow as a person as well. Meanwhile, I haven't changed one bit. Not when I was assigned to an A-team, and not when I turned against proper human history. I was just afraid of death and wanted to survive, so I fought against the master who saved the world. Betrayal after betrayal, my life is just a mess. Kadok, I know what you've gone through. I'm saying I couldn't have gone any other way, but... Huh? Oh, don't listen to me. It's just self-loathing. Self-loathing. Yeah, I'm not going to kill myself or accept death or anything, did I promise you? Now half a day to fort. How's the war going? Well, it appears that we have settled on the location for the battlefield. Then all that left is to fight, I guess. Yes, oh and Actually about Master. What the? What is this, you ask? Servants have labored all night to create the Emperor Glorious Garment. What? You're a knight in service to Cardagrove. Don't worry, the Warrior of Godness really ties it all together. Yeah, no worries at all. This will probably work out. Good thing I'm a Royal Guardsman. This Grease must have his own splendid armor as well. Seriously? Is this a little too much for a hedge knight like me? You're a knight of the Royal Guards, Your Grace, therefore you must look the part. Now get dressed. If I have to. Ta-da! Gorgeous golden armor. Golden. Wow, you think so? I sure look the part of a Royal Guard in this getup. You two are quite a sight together. But won't they stick out a sword from on the battlefield? That's fine, we'll keep them both guarded indoor. Guess we have no choice. Oh ho, it suits the two of them, does it not? You think so? Then I'll come out and say it. You look absolutely ridiculous. I disagree. I think it's funny. Funny, huh? Now being able to choose our battlefield is one of the few advantages we have. Still, we really treat without paddle here. Right, so I deeply regret the loss of my powers even more now. But lamenting is what is gone does not help our cause. Instead, I shall do what I can. Lord Vlad, the troops are all in formation. Oh, it's Kartagrove, what's up? It's like Kartagrove, your emperor. You can crack a joke in the decision, then I got nothing to worry about. Master, take off that costume for now. What is it? The city will be the site of our decisive battle. Would it not be a great idea to get the lay of that land? But we still can. Roll and escort him around. It will be too conspicuous if I go. Roger that. Alright, Master Guy, let's get to work. Caster, we need a battlefield around this armory. Roger, constructing a battlefield comes to battlefield. We are low on explosive corals. For reinforcement, when are we getting them? A message from the manufacturer team representative as well. Piss off. We're giving our all here. Shit doesn't get done overnight. What was that? I'm gonna kill your ass. Don't shoot the messenger. No. Great arms, Berserker. Put that log by the front gate. Make way, Lancer. Your supplies are here. Move up, boys. Make sure every corner of this building has eyes on it. Move up, boys. Make sure every corner of this building has eyes on it. Things are looking good. Next delivery. Woohoo! Our guys are all fired up. As they should be. We're almost at the final battle. Oh, Yuki. I know that voice. Hey, it's the Tan. Wait, what's Wulan doing? He's gone over there. Anyways. Came to this town not knowing what's going on. I can smell the final battle coming. Yeah. You're fighting Constantine first. I couldn't dream of him ever going on offensive. You know him? No way, only by his reputation. Constantine, the last emperor, the Byzantine Emperor, also called the Eastern Roman Emperor. The man who defended Constantine was until it was a hopeless cause. And now an emperor rebelling against human order. Can we win? I wonder. To be honest with you, I think the Restoration Realm has a 4 to 6 advantage. No, more like 3 to 7. But while things are in motions, it's too late. But while things are in motions, it's too late to back out now. Remember, going back on your decision is the worst things you can do on battlefield. You see a pitfall before you, the best thing to do is jump over it, right? Though yeah, sometimes the pitfall is too wide for that. Anyway, I'm still useless as ever, my bad. You're okay with that. I'm just glad you're here. Cool. Then laying low to survive was worth it. Oh, before I forget, tell Lord Wulan and Sherlock Holmes something. I summarized that the Restoration Realm is going all out, like Pope Joan will be among the ranks, level all out. Your presence will have a huge effect on their morale. Tell them to be aware of that. Gotcha. That is all for me. See you later, comrade-in-arms. Was that a friend of yours? My fellow prisoner in Revenge Route. Oh, at the Revenge Route. Listen, I got nothing to sustain it. But my gut is telling me you're better off far away from him. It's complicated. Let's leave it at that. I'll look around some more. Welcome back, Master. Did something happen? Shifu was trying. I wrote Talisman. I wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote, and the pile would never end. Ah, that is Amsterdam. And how's the town? Seeing from above, it was already more fortress than town. As it should. We assemble a fair number of weapons, large enough to be effective against servants. I am not knowledgeable about military affairs, especially about siege warfare. But even so, I can tell that our fortress is extremely solid. But that's assuming we're fighting only Phantom grade or Heroic Spirit grades with no Noble Phantasm. Kind of an extreme example, but I could brute force my way through the fortress defense. The difference of strength between warriors is astounding on both sides. The enemy army has approximately 8,000 servants, with 100 of them being Heroic Spirit grade. Ours has only 5,500 Heroic Spirit grades included. Is the town well defended enough to return this numerical disadvantage? Or are they strong enough to return our servants' defense? That's one thing reasoning can't deduce. That said, praying is far from the only thing we can do. What do you mean? We can learn, Mr. Soulful. Who's their opponent? What step is he willing to take? What is his plan of action? Having 8,000 bodies are great on paper, but they are an army with unfilled will. Therefore, I deduce their motives and their movements. Oh, you're sounding mighty and reliable there. Oh, one thing, Holmes. Joanne's on her way. Putting together her pain, her principle and ideals, and importance of this battle. It was inevitable that she would eventually intervene with the army directly. Why would Joanne do this? Out of responsibility, most likely. She is not a rebel to the human order. Her master did not instill rebellious into her. She is simply an ordinary, proper human history servant. What? How sinful. Death is tragic and dreadful. Life is noble and beautiful. And killing is the greatest sin of all. But can I even be a sinner? I'm a fictional character dreams, delusion, hopes, and despair is given shape. If a character hurts or kills a person, is it culpable for the crime? Of course I am. There's no way this isn't a sin still. Even then, my life has faded from the texture of reality. All my feeling and experience are untrue. Shameful feelings, fruitless experience. Might be taking frustration out on the wrong people. But I couldn't find any effective way to appease my editing rage. Joanne. I am here, let us depart to the battlefield. Holding a hand offered to me, I set out to the battlefield. All sins and evils committed in this conflict are mine, alone. I'm sure that one day I'll burn in the flames of judgment with all that in mind. I'm about to cause a war. Reporting. The server in the armored Constantine, the restoration realm is 8,000 in total. Composed of 3,000 in the vanguard, 3,000 in the midguard, and 2,000 in the rearguard. Their Emperor Constantine 11 was seen in the vanguard. What? The Emperor wants to leap from the front lines? No, this must be a challenge up to war awards. Against His Majesty Arco de Robe. What do we do? There's a spectre, of course. A Stovall, one of no phantasm is a magical horn. Can it be used as a normal horn? Well, of course it can. It just blows loud if I don't activate it as a no phantasm. Then we'll be using it as caster for the voice Empire Magecraft. A throne like them, we can't put our Emperor on the front lines. I provide the words for him to speak. It's vital that you do not go silent or stutter. Present yourself as confident and dignified. Add a little anger too is a secret sauce of a good speech. I'll try. My name is Constantine Emperor of the Restoration Realm. Celtic Grover Emperor of the BGM Realm. I request an audience with you. Or do you have a reason not to show yourself? Was that a horde? Order, order, Carter Grover speaks. Carter Grover, he has a caster and polite voice. As again for an audience. I refuse. I am father of one world, and at the same time, I am the father who laments the presence. My sons, my daughters, why does thou rebel against me? You're afraid of showing yourselves, aren't you? Thou art a friend one, thou needed my visage for a fine peace of mind. If thou wert scorned and denounced me as an impostor, thou shalt be able to fight with sincerity. But only if I were an impostor. The invasion is premieres on me being a false king, though circulated the words amongst the fine soldiers. Could thou truly not see how that was the plan? The signal that I am the true king shall be that feed troops downfall. I am Kardagrobe, father of Europe. Constantine, art thou willing to abandon thyself to the fine instance? You got me. Indeed, if you're the real Kardagrobe, this war will be over before it starts. Convinced as I am that you're a sham, I can't gamble all I have in search for proof. Then we fight, in my battle and victory, I'll discern who you truly are. See you on the battlefield. Ugh, I'm so tired. That must have been mentally exhausting. As said, the worst has already passed, Lord Vlad. Indeed, I take charge from here, my master Kardagrobe. Let's fight with all our might. May the fortunes of war be on our side. He has spoken like a true emperor. This scrying magecraft allows us to keep track of the situation in each battlefield. Feel free to support any troops at discretion. Hope nekoxx take care of the rest. I'm going into battle. The castle raid starts now. Let us review the attack. Yes, lordship. Here's the map of Simrim. As you see, Simrim was once a city located on a restoration realm border with the BGM realm. The east gate is adjacent to a forest, and to the west they have a hoarding made of stone. Yes, lordship. Our shortest route will be to the north gate. We would have to go around the castle to attack their south gate. And what is our plan? The logical route would be to raid the north gate. However, your concern is quite understandable. It's scarier when there are no visible obstacle in our way. It's even seemed that a trap has been set. Then how will we proceed? Wait for the night to fall and attack east and west simultaneously. Divide our vanguard of 3,000 into two groups of 15,000 and synchronize our attack. Depending on the situation, the middle guard joins for support and closes out the game. Understood. I will sort the two groups. Should anything be unexpected happen, I'll be the vanguard's anchor. Do you understand? Yes, sir, lordship. For restoration realm of her holiness. Okay, I was on the other side of this battle in my lifetime. Life and the world alike have their ironies. Divide the soldiers in half and attack from the east and west. That Holmes' guesswork was flawless. Judging by the movements of the troops, we'll split the 3,000 soldiers into groups of 15,000 to attack the east and the west. The siege represent for both Constantine and ourselves, which is all the reason to stand by at first. If we were in a bad position, we retreat immediately. If they are in bad position, we immediately pursue. It's less than ideal, but we'll have to play by ear. We might more or less likely have arrived at the same conclusion. The worst possible outcome for them is to lose all their 3,000 vanguard servants in the opening battle. It will be an incident major enough for them to consider an all-out retreat. As such, they must be prudent lest they wish to turn into a battle into a foot race. That is as far as my reasoning can take us. The rest is up to you. Force Guard, are you prepared? Yes, General. At your orders, but isn't this Force Guard theme a little too lame? Then you're the Ranger Servant unit. Much better. Activate the spell when half the enemy troops enter the area or when they react. Yes, sir. West side, Wulan and Alyssa. Wulan speaking, Alyssa and I are both ready to go. Unlike the east side, yours shall be a battle of pure force. And it's my rare strength, therefore you have no permission to die. Slay them without fail. This order has a strong undertone fixation. Alyssa and Wulan were necessary for the challenge ahead. The two understand this very well. This is why they responded to this insane request. You heard the man, he'll be really mad if we die. Not that. That'd be worse than angering Charlie. What really? Maybe I have some kind of weird hybrid-dimensional connection to him. I don't know, maybe. Shouldn't be a connection that important, you hear me, troops? Loud and clear. Unlike the east side, our battle will be a slugfest. Don't die on me, but do die for us. Yes, sir. We're life on the line. The fight, but without actually dying. Understood, you could have worded it like that from the start. Hello, kitten. Suck kitten. Hello, phone member. Neko Cafe. We both have red and black hair. I detect a spell. Captain, have you noticed? What? You didn't? A spell seems to have been deployed in the forest. Of course, there is one. Anyone can tell this forest is a prime ambush location. The only reason they haven't attacked us is because half of our troops haven't entered the forest yet. I see, I'm glad you're aware. Wait, let's take this bait. Bait? I'm one of the Knights of Hospitaller of Rhodes. True name. What kind of idiot shout out his true name out of the blue? Come on, both we know each other's card, so it's best to take this one-on-one. What are you on about? Less than 200 servants took in this horse. Meaning half our cavalry of 750 is more than enough to crush them. Most plans can be foiled with enough numbers. Good. Most plans can be foiled with enough numbers, very true. So here's one that can't. Looks like this. Deploy your end of luck. Wait for the beginning of your misfortune. Misfortune is not hell. Here's a people spell in my Tao Art Crimindugia. A Sosando maze, not that my version compared to Zulang's. Calmings is, you know, a work of art tied to his snow phantasm. That much tonight, if you permit the correction. It's not 200 versus 750, it's 50 versus 5. What? Impossible, we're being split. Oh no, analyze the spell and destroy it. It's a race against time, dear mood. Of course, my true name is Dear Mood. Steer yourself and fight.
楽しくなるでしょ。目に映るもの、いい目を背けないで。そういいでしょう。私の足元で許しを乞いなさい。落ちよ、ロードレスキャメロット。どこかあまり悩ませない。お参りしていきます。楽しくなるでしょう。皆様、火薬の匂いよ。いい判断です。慈悲、神戸を垂れよ。恐怖は希望もなく何人通るにあたわず。生きている者がいれば私の社に愛玩の折にてたっぷり分からせますので。
Framer battle. Damn you. We've wrapped things up here too. There's still more. Don't let your guards down. There's no telling when the Shibu spell will break. They'll hold up until its limit, but it's over once that's reached. Keep that in mind. As you command. We'll lure in the next 5. Point the way, Danger Board. What? Where are my manners? I am Damer, Knight of the BGM. Here I come. Well, at least let us name ourselves too. Here comes the first wave. Commence at the reception. Understood, preparing no phantasm. Got. Severe injuries, same gram damage. Have them fall back. Enemy archer. Wasn't that a gun and not a bow? Who gives a shit? Fire, fire. Durando. Go Soulful. I'm off. Hippogriff, go. A Soulful, dodge. Oh, wow, ouch. No phantasm. No phantasm's coming my way. Yeah, it's auto tracking. Cute. Phantasm. I guess there are no phantasm out there that are self-homing. About Captain Soulful, did you forget what he was doing halfway through? He was calling it cute and all. You forget that it is my so hopeless comrade. He's the emblem of being a lost case. That's close. I'd be dead if I hadn't gone behind it. Oh dear, cute and soulful, you survived. In that case, please give it another go. We'll all be in snag if this place gets destroyed. Well, aren't you a slave driver? We are low on flyers. So we're gonna be working servants with high mobility to the backbone here. They don't even have high mobility. Being minimal alone is good enough. I wish someone like Persis would show up with his Pegasus.
の匂いよくこの私がそういいでしょう私の足元で許しを請います落ちよロードレスキャメロット好き放題扱ってあげましょうあまり悩ませない楽しくなるでしょう私の信念ご覧になります平服せよ崇拝せよこれなるは神の御法我が会社知恵ある者はヒレッツがいいユズクーラセブンドライブ逃がす者かアコードくらよく言いましたご冗談を慈悲神戸を垂れよ恐怖は希望もない何人通るにあたわず次の戦場に案内してくださいまだまだ打ち足りません
Man, our offensive is brutal. Figures out what happens when you put all the browns in the same place. This is West Gate. Berserker offensives are raining down on us. We're trapped here, and the key is about to give out. Urgent reinforcements needed. Oh wait, Asofo, I'll leave this to you. Okay, got it. Assassin. At your command. Disrupt the rear with your present concealment. No need to overstand to go for a kill. Just make them think you're there. Understood. Well, I'm off then. Out you go now. Dinner going to be curry. Come back before cicada cries. You really say the most incomprehensible things, you know? Shut it, you ain't madder than me. After all, I'm at Orlando Furioso. Durando, knee straight. Durando, karate chop, and then Durando. Was the karate chop really necessary? Nope. What better time to mix things up a bit than when you're all fired up? I think that one's just on you, buddy. Is that so? Well, Roland's on a rampage. Hey Caster and Assassin out there, can you do something? Yes sir. When he starts breathing heavily, pull Roland out of the battle and have him rest. Looks like he's burning through an absurd amount of mental energy, so things could get rather dicey if he missteps. Things aren't the same as back when he was alive, but he loses his mind when he gets all worked up. Understood, would it be okay to cast a spell with a Zenith effect on him? Oh no, those don't really work on him. For now, try splashing him with water, and you can bring him back, Assassin. Seriously? Understood. It's no use. They vastly outnumber us. Lord Roland, any more of this in? Roland got dosed with water, and now he's getting dragged away. Not yet. I can fight. I can still fight. We're falling back as a retreat, don't complain. Damn it, it's all over. Westgate Garrison, I've sent reinforcement your way. Well, we appreciate it. But half-hearted reinforcement would just be a drop in the... I'll help. A caster. What can you do, barriers or attacks? Either give it some port. Time to summon. Oh, hi Maple. Haven't played FGO for a long time. I should get back before the anniversary. For GP, it's near like August. NA's like in July. Oh, still two more. Yeah, lots of quartz. It is. And they always sometimes have new features as well. And I fucked up using that skill. Surprisingly, she's still alive. Well done, you drove them back. But I couldn't quite tell what exactly you summoned. What was... Yeah, that's a secret. I see. Well, seeing as how it's a note phantasm, I guess that's understandable queued up. Hey Yuki, sorry, but can you come over here? What? The Rider's squad's simultaneous assault includes their no phantasm. It's hard for me to block them alone. I mean, I'll be fine, but the gate and ramparts behind us can't take it. Can you try to tank it somehow with a sturdy serpent? I'll give it a try. Please do. I want to say don't push yourself, but please do push yourself.
任せなさい。ふさわしい敵であれば容赦なく手に入らない。ほう、いい、よく言いました。それは絶えず見た滅びの夢。最果てにありながらトリバースロードツキャメラ。あまり悩ませないで。さて、どこから潰したものか。イノベーション始めます冗談する。ねえ、副将目に映るもの、ここからつられた愛に。それは絶えず見た滅びの夢。最果てにありながらトリバースロードツキャメラ。ちゃんと命令して。朽ちるムクロより痛い炎の息、鉄の翼、フォローハート、アルビオン。
Synchro. Yep. Just sync animation.
よ、目を背けないで。死になさい。アコールスタート。
No! My Morgan died.
戦線は維持しておくように。
You do so much damage.
いいね、最高だ。
いかほど。
はい、ちゃんと命令して。
目障りですね。弱い。
I just have to survive for 5 turns. Fall back! Fall back! Alright, after them. This is an auto-only transmission. Put yourself all you like, but keep in mind that others depend on your survival to stay alive. Don't scratch that. Don't push yourself if you think it's too dangerous. What if I only push myself a little? Absolutely not, you dolt. I'll give you a double with the paperwork to submit. Master, the new director is right about this. We have a long fight ahead of us, so be sure to pace yourself. Exactly, after all, you're now Code de Growy. What's with the look? I wish you wouldn't remind me. Alright, now get back to your post. And so, after some time, the Restoration Realm forces began their retreat. The first battle ended in victory for the Magia Realm. Well, I caught up to here. I'm gonna go for lunch for now. We'll see you guys next time. And update this scheme again.